Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're seeing this from. Can I tell you guys, I really appreciate all other comments because you guys been writing whole dissertations. Okay. Like you guys been writing the whole dissertation on them notes. Can I tell you guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, I have found out here in Substack, this is a real live community. Can I say that again? This is a real live community. And I was on a live last night with a amazing coach, and she was talking about letting go. And it was, when I tell you guys, it was a conversation to have a conversation, right? And so many ladies was hopping on TikTok and they was like, I'm having issues of letting this go. I'm having issues of letting that go. And you're thinking like, wow, that's still a thing, right? That still bothers people today. And so I know that we're on Memorial Day weekend. I know that we are got our barbecue going on, and some of you guys are traveling. Some of you guys are just hanging out at the house because, again, probably it's a lot cheaper to be at the crib right now than it is with all this travel stuff that's going on. And I just wanted to because I'm always thankful, right? Like I'm always grateful for everyone that follows me, everybody that has subscribed. Because here's the thing, we have to stop sometime because we'll get into busy mode and production mode and content mode and all these modes that we tend to get into without stopping for a moment, right? So this long weekend that everyone has, and of course, the kids are out of school for a summer break. So like you have this long weekend. How are you going to spend your weekend? I know for me, like I'm going to spend my weekend with my daughter and like my grandson. We're going to go do like a little shopping, pick up some things to throw on the grill this weekend. But I did a video this week. I did a video on Friday. And I said, as we go about celebrating and having this remembrance and having this reset, how are you going to set the tone for the end of the month to the beginning of June? Like, what things are you going to do to set the tone? Because we are now 6 months into the year. And we said that last night on the call on our live. We're 6 months into the year. And I know that we have stumbled, we have rolled, we have uh, cried, and we've done so many things between January and to now. And so, how are you going to now step into June? What habits are you going to develop and start? I know that with this coach I'm working with, she's starting a 10-day uh, detox challenge, right? Which is a great time because now you're coming out of one season and you're going into another season right before summer starts in June. And she's doing this 10-day detox challenge with her community. And she was telling them how, they're not going to just only work on what they're putting in their mouth, but they're going to also work on what they're allowing in their minds and inside their hearts. And she's just going to give them some tools that they can use to move forward. And so we had a nice little crowd, right? Like on TikTok last night. And I told the ladies this because we were talking about the art of letting go. And I said, in order for you to move to where you want to get to, you're going to have to release some things. Everything can't go with you. Here's why, because when you're in the middle of your situation, you're not at the beginning, you're not in the end, but you're right in the middle. And like we say these things, I want more, and I want deliverance, I want healing, I want breakthrough, I want, like I want all these things. But as I was listening and talking to some of the ladies in the chat, and I realized a lot of them were still holding on to old habits. They were still holding on to old memories and things that were still being available to them, things that they were allowing access to, right? Like they were still still having same conversations with the same people. They were still having conversations with old memories and things that they should have released long time ago. And I asked the question, I said, well, if you are still holding on to this, how are you then going to get that thing that you asked for, right? Like you asked for joy, you asked for peace, you asked for recovery, you asked to move forward, but you're still holding on to this right here. And so as we go about our day, as we go about this weekend enjoying it with friends and family, how are you setting the tone? Because I know, like in my community, that's them. It's like, how are you moving forwards? Because this is not just about the looking, and I got some great comments, right, on some things that I said on my notes. How are you? What does that discipline look like for you? Because at the end of the day, is being disciplined. And does it mean being perfect? No, it doesn't. Because we've all have slipped up and fall, like we started a diet, then we slipped up and we start again, or but no, it is the thing that you do over and over and over and over again. And I've learned just practical steps. Like I don't try to make things too complicated. Right. So, like I told my grandson a couple of things that he needed to do before we leave for today. And so it's like, but I know that he's 7. So I can't give him 10 commandments. It's like, okay, I gave him 3 things to do. And then I had him to repeat back the 3 things to do. Right now, he knows that he takes out the recycling. That's his responsibility. Does he take it out all the time? No. Sometimes he does, and sometimes he doesn't. But it's a thing where as I have to say, hey, what is your responsibility? Take out recycle. What is your responsibility? Make my bed up, make your bed up. So he knows that there are things that he is responsible. But again, he's 7, right? So being 7, he is learning to be consistent. He's learning that these are my chores. These are the things that I'm supposed to do. Every single time I see recycle filled up, I know I'm supposed to take it out. I know I make my bed up every single day. When I get out of my bed, I make sure my bed is made up. I make sure I do my hygiene. I do all of these things. And after a while, it's just going to be second nature to him. He's going to see like, oh, the recycle's filled up, I'm going to take it out. So it's the same way it is with us. The things that we do repeatedly over and over and over again, it becomes what? A habit. What? A lifestyle. And so, like when I was talking with the ladies, I was like, think about the consistency and the habits that you have built over time, right? You've told your story about how things have happened and what has happened to you and who done did you wrong and who done left you in the job and the wounds and the setbacks. And now it has become your lifestyle. Now it's a thing whereas that's all you think about. That's all you talk about. You wake up talking about it. You go into bed talking about it. You post on social media. You done wrote a whole book about it. So as we move into the next 6 months of this year, what's one thing? Like I told the ladies this last night. I don't need 10, 20. I tell people because again, we are already bombarded with so much information. We're already bombarded with instructions. We're bombarded with every single thing. What's one thing for the next 6 months that you can be, and I'm not going to say 6 months. What's the one thing for the next 30 days that you can be consistent of? Now, those are, that is for those that say, hey, just give me bite-sized pieces. And then there are those that say, I can do this in 6 months. That's reasonable for me. That is something that I know that I need to work on. I know for me that my coach had me to like say, okay, by Monday, Jackie, I need for you to show me what your 6-month calendar look like. I'm like, God, I've never had a 6-month calendar, right? Like I'll do 30, but not 6 months. And so while I'm have some free time over this Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to sit down and get my 6-month calendar, pretty much 7 months, really, not really 6, but 7 months of the things that I'm going to be doing for the next 7 months. But one of those things that I'm going to be doing, because I have a paid community now, is that I'm going to be doing 2 coaching calls a month. So I know for me in those 7 months, I'm going to be doing in my Substack, I'm going to be doing 2 coaching calls, um, doing Zoom time. And that's what I'm going to be doing for my paid community. So I already know and have laid out. I know that I have my content already set up for Substack. It's on automatic. I schedule it. Boom. It's done, right? It's done. I know that I will be doing now, like I have a community on TikTok. I never had that before, right? So now I have a community on TikTok. So I know on Thursdays I'm doing comeback conversations, right? Because all of that started because I started here. So your 30 days may look like just being consistent here, right? Just showing up, writing, being creative, being imaginative. I did something this morning, and let me tell y'all, GPT chat got away, honey. But that's my girl right there, because I got my own personal one, right? And so I did a dear me letter, right? When I tell y'all, she came back was like, I said, okay, girlfriend. I mean, like, she read me up and down, right? Like, she was like, okay, it's no longer time for you to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God dog, girl, you kind of like, you ain't really, you, you kind of ruffled some little feathers there, right? And so when I'm reading the Dear Me letter, I'm like, okay, so write a letter to me and don't sugarcoat it, don't hold back. And when I say my girl did not hold back, she didn't hold back, right? So in your time, your reflection, your reset in, what version of you do you want to grow? What version of you do you want to see have progression over time? What version of you that you want to see that you're going to say, hey, I've done the work. I put the time in. I put the energy in. I've done the reflection. I've done my time with God. I'm doing my time with, taking the walk. Because with me, I tell people, like I live in Arizona, so the heat here is like 955,000 degrees, right? If you don't catch it early, you ain't going out. Okay. Because I'm from Georgia. So it's a different type of heat from Georgia. Georgia got that humidity heat that before you step out the door, you sweating like, okay. Arizona got that dry heat. So, like you need water, backup water to the backup water, right? Because that's just how dry the heat is here. But if you ain't already out there walking, don't do it. Okay. Don't even do it. And so, but for me, I get out first thing in the morning and I walk because I know I'm disciplined in doing that. I walk like pretty much 6 days a week. I'm disciplined in doing that. Even when the temperature already at 80 degrees, like when I wake up, I still get up. I do I do 2 walks a day, to be honest with you. And then if I don't work out with my daughter, I try to do 1 day of workout with her once a week if I'm not putting out content or have a live to do. But I try to do that consistently. So what is one thing? And so we was talking about that. And I asked the ladies, I said, give me one thing that you're going to let go, that you're going to release, that you may move forward. And that could be, I'm simple. That could be, I am going to let go sugar for the next 30 days. I'm going to let go sodas for the next 30 days. I'm going to let go toxic conversations for 30 days. I'm going to let go of not looking at my phone before I go to bed. I said something that I was going to stop doing, and y'all, this is this cray cray. So I tend to sometimes, if I have my phone in my hand and I need to go to the bathroom, my phone with me, and I'm like, girlfriend, you don't need your phone in there to put on the counter because you're coming right back. So, but I realized that the thing that I teach other people is that you have to have a minute away from the noise, from the notifications, for the ding ding dings and the ring ring rings, right? And I'm like, you can take 30 to 45 minutes to yourself in the bathroom and do what you need to do and come on out, because whatever is important, it's gonna still be there when you come back, right? And so I said, you can't teach something that you're not doing. So I made it my business that I would no longer do that, because what do we tend to do? We're in there watching show, or we playing some game while we, handle our business. It don't take you that long went in the bathroom, right? That's for me, right? I'm being transparent about this. So I said, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to leave that right there. Do what I need to do. I have gotten to the point too now that after I'm done with the session, I shut things down. Like before I go to bed, I make sure like I play some meditation music. I'm playing some gospel music, or I'm listening to a gospel prayer. I won't say a gospel prayer, but a prayer, like at nighttime. And so that's what I have set for myself, right? Like I said that for myself, is that there's certain things that I am working on right now. And I love when I come on Substack and I see such amazing people and their writings and the things that they're saying that they're doing. I'm following a lady that she decided to move to Portuguese. Okay. I was like, okay, queen. In her mid-50s, she decided to move she moved abroad. And so I follow her so I can see all of her stuff. I'm looking at ladies these are my seasonal ladies, kudos to my younger queens too as well. But my seasoned ladies, they are doing the doggone thing, right? They are, especially, and I'm gonna give my girl her props. Black Woman Chronicle, Miss Gail, baby, she be on it, doggone it. Do you hear me? Like her daughter be making her avatar like she was already fly, right? Like she the fly at 70, because I want to be like that when I grow up. Okay, she looking fly. She's like teaching you how to leave your 9 to 5. She's teaching you how to, start getting brand deals. She's doing all these things, right? She is like, listen, I'm the coach that you need. And I mean, she said it boldly. I'm the coach that you need on Substack to get you paid. I said, all right, queen. All right. Right. So you have to find your lane. And I like it here because there is no, come on. There's no competition here. There's Substack is wide open, believe it or not. And I love something that another one of my mentors said, Myron Goldman. He said, there is nobody like you. No, there is nobody on this earth just like you. You are the bomb.com. You are the cat's meow. Y'all. You are unique in your, and the best thing I like about this platform, you can be, your uniqueness can shine so bright that people can't help but to restack your stuff. They can't help but to say, my God, I want to read more of him or her. They just got a story to tell. And it don't have to be deep. Like, you don't have to be physical. I mean, it can just be simple things that, you know what, today was the day. Post that. Post that. Because somebody done had a day just like that. Somebody said, you know what, the day was one of those days, and baby, and they did your stuff. You right about that. Because everybody's going through something. Your something may not be my something. Your thing may not be my thing, but everybody's going through something. And the something may not always be devastating or earth-shaking. It could just be, I'm just feeling alone today. I'm just feeling like I don't have nothing to write today. It gets to be something really simple. And then they go and read something on Substack and like, you know what? I got something to write today. You know what? I watched a bird today. I love hummingbirds, right? And where I live in Arizona, we have tons of them. I swear we do. Like, we have tons of them. And to see a hummingbird that allows me to come so close to it that I can just watch them, like, my God, that's God right there. That's the life right there. So to me, that's a simple life. Me taking a walk and I see a hummingbird that comes right there by me, and I'm able just to sit there and just be at awe at God's glory. That right there makes my whole day. Or, as I'm walking and I'm seeing, small little kids trying to learn how to walk and they fall down and they get back up I do it. That right there. Don't let me get messed up like with a small kid, because then I'm through. I'm through, because they remind me to stay in the moment. They remind me to enjoy that moment. They remind me that this is how you're supposed to act. This is how you're supposed to see life as few. And if you fall down and you get back up again, you fall down, you get back up again, you fall down, you get back up again. You write that article, it don't do nothing. You get up again. You did that note, it didn't do nothing. You try again. You just keep coming back again and again and again. The old self go, that the new self may emerge. Will everything be perfect? Of course not, but it won't be. I wish I can tell you that after whistles, it's not. But what I will tell you, that if you keep going, if you keep going on this journey called life, it does get sweeter and it does get better. And it does, the experiences that you experience along the way. So guys, have an awesome and amazing Memorial Day. I love you guys. I cannot wait to read some of your amazing articles. I see you later.